Alright, welcome folks again. It is Jason here. Another lab here in Microsoft Azure. In this one, we're going to act as if we're helping out with cloud migration, a little solution architecture here to Azure and provision of PostgreSQL database to house a list of users. We will use pgAdmin, which will be used to remotely connect to Azure databases, and we'll create a template in there with a new schema and list the users in there. So first we're going to search up Azure database for PostgreSQL servers, not flexible. And we'll click on create here. And we will take resource group here. We'll take Azure Bootcamp. And it has to be a unique name, I believe. So I'm going to use our initials here, database 01. We will keep it in US East, keep the most recent version here of 16, and we will configure the server here. I think we'll make it burstable. Don't want to rack up any costs, obviously. Storage size, we don't need too much. We'll take it down to 32 gigabytes. And performance tier, again, doesn't need to be high. We'll make it 120 IOPS. And then we will go into networking, and we have to create a firewall rule here. We can either or both allow our current IP address, or we can open it up to the internet. Obviously, in a production environment, you're not going to want to open it up to the internet, but we will do that here, and then we will review and create. And actually, there's one thing here that we need to do. Oh, that's right. So actually, I forgot to give it a username and password. So the username will just be SQL, and the password we're going to do admin with a capital A, 123456 with an exclamation point. It can be whatever you want, of course, and we can review and create. No errors that time, and we can create the PostgreSQL database here, and it'll be in progress. While we do that, we're not going to go anywhere. What you want to do is download pgAdmin 4-8.9. So here's the URL right here, which we'll have in the documentation. And you can see here there are a lot of different modes that you can download this on, whether it be a Docker container or Mac or Python. But we're going to pick Windows here, and you should download the latest version of this. Right click on it, save link as, and I'm sure everyone knows how to download, extract, install programs, so we will open it directly here. And I downloaded a few. Well, there's the installer right there, which you already have. Right, so it'll show up as pgAdmin 4 version 8. I do have version 5. I tried it before and it did not work. So we're going to go with this. So we now have to wait for the PostgreSQL database to create. Once it does that, we'll come right back to here. All right, perfect. It is now deployed. That is all set. So we're going to go to the resource. And as we see here, the status is available. This will be the server name, which we will put into the pgAdmin program here. So let's bring it up. So we're going to right click on servers, register a server, and for the name we're going to enter in, we want to enter in the server name, and then for the connection, same thing, and for the username, it'll be SQL like we had in Azure there, of course, server admin name. The password will be what we had before of admin123456 exclamation point. And we will save that. And now we have the server there with the databases. So now we are going to create a new database here, and it is going to be called DB01, and everything else is fine here. You can see the SQL written for it. DB01 is there. I had a bit of an issue there. Not too sure. It said that DB01 already existed, but it wasn't there. But it's all good. So our database is here now. Of course, now it has my public IP here, so that shows that it is working. So now under schema, we're going to right click that and create a new schema, and we're going to call it app01. You can take a look at the SQL there. That corresponds with that. Add that. And then we'll go in and we will open tables or create a new table. We will name it employees, and if we had an organization, we would list all of the employees in this table. So we'll create that. Or actually before that, we're going to go into properties, go into columns, and we'll create a new row here, of which in name we will have ID, and data type we will go down to integer and create a new row, and this one will have name and then character. And the length of the name can be up to 200 characters here. So we will save that, and we will go to the query tool here. And within the documentation here, we will type in some SQL, insert into app1.employees, app1 being the schema, and employees being the table. And we want to add 1, which will be the ID, and Bob Smith, which will be the name or character, the user, and that will add a new record in the table, which we'll see in a bit. And then we will select all from app01.employees, and we'll see the queries data added. So we'll execute that. All right, now I see what's going on here. So first we want to insert this line. We want to highlight it, of course. And it has inserted that line into the database. Now with this, we will see whether or not the line was added successfully. So we'll just highlight this, and we will see that Bob Smith was indeed added to the database. So that is it. Very simple lab in this one. We used pgAdmin to use a PostgreSQL database and add a user to it, and if we wanted to, we could fill this entire query area with all of the users inside the organization to have in the database. This was Jason again, and we'll see you in the next one.